In this video, we are going to talk about the operating expenses budget, sometimes called the selling and administrative expenses budget. So I've seen some texts call it operating, some texts call it selling and administrative. It's the same budget. So depending on what your textbook calls it, this could be either or. So again, we're working with the Paper Airplanes International problem. If you want to download that problem, you can click the link in the description for this video, and that'll take you to where you can download the entire problem. All right, so when we're dealing with selling and administrative expenses or operating expenses, there's a variable component, okay, so you're going to have total variable expenses, and then you're going to have fixed expenses. Now, your variable expenses are typically based off of sales. So if you look at the problem says sales commissions and shipping costs are 3% of sales. So that's not sales in units, that's going to be sales in dollars. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to look back at your sales budget, which that's what I have here, and you're going to have to pick out your total sales off your sales budget. So this was what we calculated on the sales budget way back when we did the first budget. So I'm going to start with my sales in dollars. So 210,000 for January, 385,000 for February, 175,000 for March, and my total for the quarter was 770,000. Oh, and I forgot a zero there. Perfect. Okay. Now my variable rate is going to be 3%. So I'm actually going to write that in with the percent sign. So that way when I go to do the math, I'll remember that it's 3%. And you're going to multiply your sales figures by 3% in order to get the total variable operating expense. So 3%, remember that 3% is equal to 0.03 when you multiply it out. So $210,000 times 3% is 6,300. $385,000 times 3% or 0.03 is 11,550, and 3% of 175,000 is 5,250. And then for a total column, 3% of 770,000 is 23,100. And remember, if I add these three numbers across, they should equal 23,100. And then my fixed operating expenses are $9,000 per month, right, according to our problem. So I'm just going to add 9,000 per month for January, 9,000 for February, 9,000 for March. How much should we put for the total column? Well, how many months are in the total column? Remember, the quarter's 3 months. So that means I need to have 3 months of fixed operating expenses. So 3 times 9 is 27,000. And now we just have to add these together. So 6,300 plus 9,000 is 15,300. For February, my total is 20,550. For March, my total is 14,250. And then for the quarter, 50,100. Now remember again that your math has to work down and across, okay? And that will help you in case you mess up this total here. And if you wrote 9,000 all the way across, then your totals would not agree. Okay, so just take that extra second, add those three numbers together, the 15,300, the 20,550, and the 14,250, just to make sure that you get the same number, both down and across. And that's it. That is all there is to the selling administrative operating expenses budget. So now um, we're going to move on to the financial statement budgets. So we're going to start looking at your income statement, your balance sheet, your cash budget, and how you put together the numbers for all of those. So if you have any questions about this video, feel free to leave them in the comments. If you like the video, leave me a comment. Love those comments. Click like, share with your friends, and I hope you found it helpful. Thanks so much. Have a great day.